Hello, everybody, and welcome to the April Fools Trips and Traps. Couple April Fools here, Andy Serling and Eric Donovan.
Hopefully we won't be joking with these races that we bring you. We think we got three good races to show you with some horses that we'll want to bet back next time out. Three races in this one segment. So let's get to the action here. We'll go back to Wednesday. This is the last week on the inner track, and we'll start off with race number 2 on Wednesday. Three horses that break toward the back of the pack here are going to end up running 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, this was a sort of interesting dynamics race. I mean, first of all, the 7 ends up, we'll start out with Nina Spirit. This is the eventual winner of the race, actually, Nina Spirit. I thought the riders took him back, broke just fine. The 5 Lady Greystoke definitely steadied out there at the start. And the 7 we were referring to, Charlotte B, she broke slow, but things will change dramatically as we go into the first turn.
Absolutely, and just keep in mind where these horses are now and where they'll end up down the backstretch. And we see Charlotte B on the outside here, making a move toward the front, but not really saving ground, not making a move to save any ground, just expending a lot of energy here going wide and also using a lot of energy to make the lead. This is some move around the first turn.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, she's already made the lead. The 4, Jose Espinosa's done a very, very good job rating Nina Spirit. Not such a great job on Lady Greystoke because she ends up being wide. She's out here. But Charlotte B, she made that Secretary of the Preakness kind of move, going from last to first around the first turn. She's not Secretary of the Preakness. The other thing I don't get is, and we were talking about this, okay, the rider set up the lead. Now that he's gotten the lead, he strangles her down.
Yeah, the pace wasn't very fast here either. I mean, despite that quick move on the turn, the first quarter was only 24-3, and the half will only go in 50 seconds flat here. So not a fast pace, strangling down. The whole field gets to bunch up now.
Yeah, you know, and Jose Espinosa is still being patient back here with Nina Spirit, who wins the race. Lady Greystoke is in that sort of unfortunate position by Jockey Joe Massaro of being 4 wide chasing. I understand why to slow the pace down, but here's my question with Charlotte B. What was the hurry to gun to get to the front by 4 lengths if you were going to strangle her down? It's kind of like, what were they really doing? And I know she broke a little bit slowly. She actually ran pretty well, especially considering dynamics, because here's Nina Spirit, who's been saving ground and waiting patiently the whole time. Patience works. Here's Lady Greystoke, not quite so patient. She ran very well. But even Charlotte B was up in the front. And you consider the way the race played out. And, you know, she's dealing Charlotte B with the heavily favored horse in here, Bobbity Boo, who ends up being sort of staying the inside, but green and lugging in, want to go far. She did all the hard work and still finished 3rd.
Absolutely amazed that these horses ran 1, 2, 3. Not so much that Nina Spirit won the race because, you know, after taking back, Espinosa did the right thing, saving ground and rating her. But the other 2 horses, Lady Greystoke and Charlotte B, to still be able to complete the trifecta here, unbelievable. I thought just a superb effort here from Charlotte B, who really digs in well and holds on for 3rd. And we'll see Lady Greystoke up for 2nd. But Nina Spirit works out the best of the trips here. I got to think that Charlotte B was, you know, might have been best in here, and Lady Greystoke certainly better than Nina Spirit.
I agree, absolutely. And I like Nina Spirit and better in this race, and they're very fortunate to win this race, no doubt about it. We'll see if they can get Charlotte B to run as well in her 2nd start. She was a debuter. Bobbity Boo, the 2B, was the heavy favorite. I want her turning back, and we'll turn back to another race, in fact, turn back in distance to the 9th race from this day, March 24th, another maiden race.
We're going to take a look at 2 horses in here. The 4, Too Tough Jockey, a first-time starter from the barn of Daniel Conway, and also the 9, Pete's Parley, who runs very well from the outside post here and wins a 2nd-time starter from Joe Aquilino.
Right. Here's Too Tough Jake, who you saw steadying out at the start. Back to last. You'll watch this horse. Gets a decent trip after that. There was a very hot pace, and here is the eventual winner of the race, Pete's Parley. Pete's Parley, I thought, ran an exceptional race in here because he attends a super, super fast pace. And the horse he's dueling with here is the actual favorite in the race. He puts that one away, opens up in the turn, looks like he's going to get swallowed up when they come to the stretch and ends up running away from the field. Of course, Too Tough Jake, who's all the way in the back of the pack back here, he gets a nice trip after braking slowly. He has some trouble between horses coming into the stretch. I don't know. I think he's kind of a trap.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a trap or not. You know, he did take some money in here, 12-1 from a barn that really doesn't get bet all that much here. First-time starter, you know, from like I said, from a barn that doesn't get bet all that much, and you wouldn't really expect to have much success with a first-time starter. This horse runs well. I see what you're saying, saving ground with the fast pace in front of him, but I think you got to give him some credit.
Right. Well, here he is in the back of the pack. Here's the eventual winner, Pete's Parley, taking over. But watch when he looks like he gets swallowed, and we'll keep rolling it here. He will get in trouble, the 4, Too Tough Jake, between horses. That he does get through, but things do get kind of tight. It was a good effort for a firster. Another firster outside of him is 63-1, runs 3rd.
And that's got to go around. Another first-time starter, as you mentioned, big price in the field here. But look at Pete's parlay, just off that fast pace, just drawing away from the field here and doing it fairly comfortably, I think.
I agree. Joe Aquilino has a nice horse in this one. One thing I would give Jay credit for is he got kind of pinched off in the turn and dropped back while the two rallied, and he came back on. He had the guts and determination to come back on. So he did run okay there. And you're right, 12-1 as a first-time starter. He's probably okay. Once again, the problem is this was the day to have him. He ran into a tiger in here, though, in Pete's parlay. And Pete's parlay is a horse he's going to win other races.
All right, we'll take a look at one more race. This is Tapetar from your fifth race on Saturday, March 27th. We'll take a look at Tapetar, the number 7.
Yeah, it's another maiden race, and this is something we've talked about just way too many times in this show. The two-turn races on the inner track, riders not having game plans going in and getting victimized. Here's Tapetar. Now, Tapetar has speed, but there was plenty of speed in the race. But you have to have an idea of what you're doing in these races as far as what's going to happen in the first turn. In this case, and Fernando Jara has been guilty of this too many times on the inner track, to be perfectly honest, he's lollygagging around. He ends up 4 wide, and what happens is somebody bears out, as we've shown on this show a million times, and carries him out into the middle of the racetrack. Not only does he carry him out in the middle of the track, out of the ground loss, he went from being about this far from the lead to being that far from the lead. So what he effectively did was he cost this horse 6-7 lengths of position.
Yeah, it's a double whammy there when you do that, when you get spun out in the first turn and then also lose your position here in Tapetar. This was his first start going long, and you would have expected him to be in some kind of good tactical position. As you mentioned, he does have that early speed stretching out in distance. You'd expect him to be sitting 3rd or 4th here at worst. Instead, all the way toward the back of the pack.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show before, and you watch Ramon Dominguez the way he rides these races, and when he has outside posts, he uses a little bit early to save a lot late. In this case, you try to save a little bit early and you lose a ton.
Right.
And it's just never going to work. And now you've got Tapetar, who's all the way in the back of the field, and Fernando Jara is just sort of motivating him, and he's making this wide premature move because of the position he was put in. So he lost all that ground, and now he's making a huge run. I mean, this horse is already making this very big run to get himself into contention here, and he gets up into 3rd, and he actually finishes 3rd. But how was he going to win from there? I mean, this is a horse who should have won this race.
Yeah, absolutely. To make that move around the turn, I mean, he made a good move for about 1/4 of a mile here. I think flattens out a little bit in the stretch, but still is able to gain, and all that ground he lost on the first turn here. Just, this horse is 7-8 lengths better than what he showed in the race here.
Right. He should have been an unsaddled winner of this race. The problem is, it was 9-2 this day, and he's not going to be that price next time he runs. But he's better than the horses he ran against in this race. Will he win at Belmont next time? We'll find out. I think he's going to. I don't think his price is going to be that great, but he's a lot better than he ran this race.
I agree 100%, so I think we got some good horses to watch out for in their next starts.
Certainly hope so. Maybe they'll come back in less than 6 or 8 months, like some of them seem to come back, but we hope that things work out. And once again, we'd love to hear your thoughts, trips and traps at NYRAinc.com. In fact, the second one, Toofed Up Jake, got an email on that horse, so we love to hear your thoughts. It helps us out a lot.
Thanks for watching.